Coming to you from Strings and Things Studio in Ventura, California, I'm Anne.
I'm Katie.
I'm Karin.
And this is the Strings Unraveled podcast.
Yay! Hello.
Hi.
Gold sticker every time we get it right.
Have you guys been playing Connections?
No, I feel like I'm the only person in the world that isn't.
I saw somebody.
No, that makes two of us.
Okay,
then.
somebody posted a
I don't
reel
know
that
what
was
that
like,
is,
these are
actually.
my unpopular opinions, and Connections is easy, and you're just bad at puzzles.
Yeah,
Which I usually get Connections. It's the new New York Times.
it's like Wordle, but not
Yeah.
Wordle.
It's another puzzle game from
Yeah.
the New York Times. It's a one a day, but it's fun. It's not as satisfying. They have another one that is in beta called Strands, which is not
I've
in
heard
their
of that
app.
one.
Strands is fun. It's a word find, but you don't have the word bank.
See, I suck at Wordle, but now
You suck at word. How do you? No one sucks at Wordle.
I absolutely do. I
No.
overthink it. It takes forever, and I'm playing with my family.
It's not timed.
In my brain is like my family. Like, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? I'm like, no, because I hate timing out or getting. But the only reason why I'm so committed now is because eventually my word will be
Audio.
number one.
No, they're never going to choose.
It's not audio.
I do. It's not going to be your word.
It's
They're never
not-
going to
it's
choose
not on
it.
the list.
Someday
It's
my
not on
word
the
will make
list.
it.
You have a new word?
No,
It hasn't been in the used list.
It has not been on the
So I've
used
been
list.
thinking about
I
that a
haven't-
lot,
because there's
that-
things that I miss, and I thought, okay, it would figure. I'm
But
playing,
they
and they've
know
already
that
used my word.
they know we're using those two words to start. They know.
Throw us a bone, come on, once in a while. Just give us a simple thing so I can say I'm done.
So I think it's important to use the app because it keeps track of your stats. I don't know if either of you do that.
No.
So I have gotten in the last 180 tries, out of 5, I've gotten 5 in 2 guesses.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But I don't believe I'm ever going to get it in one guess because I'm not going to give up my safety word.
Yeah, the one
And they're
day,
not going to give us our safety words.
the
Karen.
one day that you do it, they're gonna use your safety word, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, I didn't
That's
choose
the
it
thing.
today.
You don't know that. They could do it.
They
Conspiracy-
could.
They know more.
Next April
Conspiracy
Fool's
theories
Day.
to me.
Next
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
Everybody gets it in one go.
Yeah. The most successful
New York
word
Times, you
day
listen
ever.
to our podcast, right?
No,
Oh yeah,
I
right.
used to do the app until New York Times took over, and then I'm like, oh, I just do it online,
Yeah. Well,
so I don't see my stats.
I thought you could see your stats online. I
Can
felt
you?
like it used to
maybe
show me
if
that.
you do it from the same computer always, because it's
Like
IP
if you
address.
always do it on your
Yeah.
phone,
Mhm.
I think
Oh.
they do.
That's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
I haven't cared enough to look.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
not
it.
played since like COVID, I think.
Yeah, I still like it. I had a big break in between, but
There was a minute I was in a text thread and we were doing Wordle, Flickle,
I
whatever
love
the music
Flickle.
one is, and
Kevin's good at that
Worldle
one.
at the same time.
That's, the music one is Hurdle. I
Hurdle,
believe.
yes.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah,
I'm bad
Wordle-
at that.
Wordle.
Kevin loves
I thought
Worldle.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm never gonna get it right, but I am learning so much.
James is so good at Wordle,
love
and
Kevin's
well, he's good at
it,
Flickle too.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not
love
playing this with
Flickle,
you.
but because it's not like conducive to when I want to play these games. So
Right.
Flickle to give yourself a fair chance, you have to hear the audio.
You got to listen to it.
Like sometimes you could get it from the first still,
Yes,
but a lot of the time you have to listen.
James is nice because he plays all the time with my uncle, so he and him are always texting each other because they're
Nice.
like movie buffs.
Yep.
And he'll send me like his
Ones that you
Flickle
know. Yeah.
score if he knows that I can get it.
Nice.
Because he'll be like, "You should play Flickle today,"
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Aw.
"Oh, okay, I got it." So thank
It's
you.
many.
But I don't play all the time.
I forget. I should make an effort to bring it in, but it's not covert enough.
No.
It's not something I
You gotta
can
play it at
quietly
home
do
or
at work
something.
or
Yeah.
be able to really listen at home.
Right.
So what are you working on, Katie?
Ah! I only have one thing to talk about.
Only one.
Yeah, I haven't knit a whole lot this month. I don't know why. I'm working on Sheep Camp.
It looks great.
Thank you. I picked
I
it up
love it.
after, I started it probably 6 months ago. And then I just picked it up again the other day because I saw it in my office and I was like, oh, I should work on that. So I'm nearing the end of my color work yoke. I think I have, I don't know, 6 or 8 rows left or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it's turning out. I think it'll be a relatively quick project because it's cropped and 3/4 length sleeves, and I might have a little bonus yardage. I can't remember, but my plan is to make the body to the cropped length because I would like for it to be long sleeves and like a full-on sweater.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the yarn for that, but I'm gonna sort of play it as I go, and I think I'll have enough of my variegated like accent color. I was thinking about doing for like cuffs or ribbing or doing a little something at the bottom or something. I don't know. I might throw it in somewhere else.
What is your... It's not... It looks Spin Cycle, but it's not.
No,
Spin
it's
Cycle,
Feederbrook
right?
Farms.
Nice.
Entropy is the name of the yarn. And my main color is Patagonia from Juniper Moon Farms.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited about using that yarn.
Yeah.
And you had suggested that as a use for my yarn, and I have other yarn in mind for Sheep Camp, but that looks really good.
Yeah, and it's knitting up like pretty light. I mean, even for like color work, but it's a DK weight yarn, and it's like a thin-ish wool, so it's not super dense.
Right.
So I think it'll be a nice wearable
very
sweater.
lofty.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I like the way my background colors are playing out. And I haven't really knitted. Well, I have knitted other things because I have some finished things, but that's the only thing I'm really working on right now. I mean, I have that Musselburgh hat. That's just like stockinette stitch. It's not that exciting to talk about, but that's in my car. It lives in my car.
What colors that was?
It's green. It's kind of like a springy green koi goo that I got at the stash spot. Yeah, that is what I'm working on.
One of our knitters finished a Musselburgh, and it's very fun.
Yeah.
Because hers won't be reversible because she chose to put a pom-pom on with the button. Karin, I guess you gave her that tip, and that's so freaking smart.
What was that? What did I do that was smart?
So she got a big button, and we poked the ends of the pom-pom in and tied a bow so the pom-pom can be removable.
Oh, but but it's not.
I've never done that.
You've never done that? Oh.
No.
It's just
I've seen it done. Like,
Okay.
what's that very smart girl with the really precise patterns?
there's a lot of them out there. And
I know we
not
both
me.
follow her.
I mean, they are
her
me, but-
screen name starts with an H. They're not you. Stop it.
I don't know.
Hunter.
Oh,
Hammersmith?
Hunter
Yeah.
Hammerson.
I
Yeah.
described her right?
Yes, that's
absolutely
actually that's exactly who that is.
But yes, it was a broad stroke. So I've seen it as a concept, but I've never seen it done in person, and it's quite clever.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's nice because it gives you the option when you go to wash it to take the pom pom off.
Yes. And I tried to suggest it for someone else, and they're like, "Can I just put the ends of the pom pom through and tie a bow?"
I've
You
done
Well,
that too.
Yeah, you could do that too. You
Yeah.
don't need the button, but the button you can like
I didn't actually
tie more
I
firmly.
didn't actually tell her the button, but I just told her to go.
She wouldn't have come up
She-
with that.
she might have looked
without
it
help.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe
somebody
I
else.
did. Maybe I did. I do.
I think
remember
you
the
should get full
conversation.
credit for the guidance you
Sure.
gave this person. And it turned out great. And hers, like I said, hers won't be reversible, but I'm not a big Isolde Teague fan, but I might get wooed by this.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be reversible unless you like color blocked it or something.
Well, the person who I saw making a million of them, January 1 I think makes
She
a
made
lot of
some,
them.
and she's so inspiring. But I haven't had the patience to work like on small needles.
But there's
Except
a
for my sweater.
yarn. Yeah, there's a yarn company who makes really cool self striping that are like not regular striping. Like she's not like a regular mom. She's a cool.
She's
mom.
like a cool self-striping yarn.
The one I got excited about, which probably I saw January 1 making, was she did the spacing of the solar system and different colors
Oh, that's
to
cool.
represent.
I know the name. I'll find it. Look it up.
And she like those are cool because they're irregular, so you get like a 4-way wear on your hat.
That is cool.
Because you could have the brim up, brim down. It's gauge dye works.
Yeah.
Thankfully, in my email searching solar system, I didn't even put solar system yarn. Gauge dye works, and she has lots of cool color patterns.
Just and she
pushes that hat pattern.
She pushes that hat pattern.
Which, why not? I mean, it's just the same as making
Yeah.
socks. Socks are basically the same thing over and over again with light variation.
But the nice thing about that hat pattern is that you can do it in any almost any gauge.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to use small needles, like I think I'm knitting mine on a 4 or something.
Oh.
Or maybe a 3, I don't remember. It's just you knit until you can measure your gauge, and then you increase until you have as many stitches as you need. So
that's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's a good pattern. What are you working on, Anne?
I went through almost the entire spring without catching my usual spring startitis.
Oh.
But it is still technically spring.
Yeah, you have, 16 days or something?
Yeah, something like that. So, I am now diligently working, as of this morning, on my last sleeve of my Ilha sweater. I have probably like 40 rounds to go before I can finish the last sleeve. I was hoping last night... You doing
this in your method, or is this also the pattern's method?
Mine, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just mine, because that was what was exciting about Aspen Glow? Alpine Glow. Thank you.
Alpine Bloom.
Alpine Bloom.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aspen Glow is something else. I don't know what that is, but...
Probably nice. It sounds nice. That sweater it's a sweater completely conceived and designed that introduces the idea of crafting your sleeves, so I didn't have to invent instruction.
That is
Isn't
nice.
it nice when you find your people?
Right.
People that think like you. You're like, wait, I tried to tell people about this, and I found someone else who thinks like me.
I think Tin Can Knits also is a proponent of that.
But they don't put that in their pattern.
I am not sure. I have just seen like a blog posting or an email something, and I was like, man,
they're really good at
they got there before me.
They might not have it in their pattern, but they have really good resources on their website to be like, if you want to do it this way, here's how to do it.
Yes. Also, they have an app which I haven't further investigated.
Yes.
I'm gonna
have it on my phone, but I haven't done anything with it.
Right. I have a sweater that I started on my tablet, which is where the app is. So I'm working real hard on Ilha. I started a second Ilha because this pattern is 22 stitches to 4 inches, which to me, you're really moving into sport when you're in that gauge. I think that's kind of a big gauge for fingering.
Yeah.
So I am making one in fingering because I like the pattern.
Does the pattern recommend fingering?
Fingering to sport.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So, I sometimes really blindly go at that. I'm more to look at the yarn, think this yarn will look good at that gauge.
Right.
More than I ever look at what the pattern actually calls for. So I have a fingering weight Ilha started as well in navy blue Cascade
Heritage.
Yeah, Heritage. Thank you. I'm like, what is their sock yarn called? And it's not. It's just.
I love that electric blue.
Right. It's just spare of too dark to do a class sample.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my students to get the idea that it'd be okay to go too dark in their yarn.
That is really good thinking.
I try.
So 2 Ilhas.
2 Ilhas.
Nice.
Sounds reasonable still, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. I started a new sweater. I went on a trip with some friends, and I just wanted something that would make me think of the trip, so I started something new.
Fun.
This is, I think it's called the Adorable Gabriella. And it's a kind of U-neck, and the sleeves are lace, just like a simple yarn over knit 2 together lace. What's really fun about this, though, is that you cast on each shoulder first. So it's almost like you're making a little shawl start to start each side. So you make the left shoulder, and you start in the front and the back, and then you start the right shoulder and front and back, and then you join them.
Right.
And then you're off to the races with the rest of the yoke.
Cute.
Back at Anacapa, I did a sweater that started off that way called Amadine, where you did the shoulders first to a certain point, and then they went shoulder to down the yoke, and then they got joined in the center back.
Yeah.
But they started more like the toe of a sock, just really wide. To this day, I still wear it.
Yeah.
I just always have to pull it down because the toe of the socks kind of sticks out of my shoulders a little bit.
Well, I have to check that out because I enjoyed that approach to the yoke.
Yeah,
It was very refreshing. I am working in yarn that I would not normally choose.
What is the fiber content?
Guess. I handed it to Karin to touch.
Okay.
It feels nice, but what does it feel like?
It feels like a cotton and something blend.
If only it were a blend.
Is it 100% cotton?
It's 100%.
That was going to be my guess looking at it.
It's soft, but it's not mercerized. It's just this really good. It's got a twist.
No, it's not mercerized. You're right. It has a strong twist, so that is very much in its favor. It's called. It's a yarn from Joann's. They're doing Eddie Bauer.
I have been intrigued by these. Yeah. I haven't bought any.
Eddie Bauer does yarn. I mean, the camping guy.
Well, that's how he once was. I think it's a dying brand, but it's been dying a long.
We still have a mug from 30 years ago. We got from those stores.
My 1998 Ford Expedition is the Eddie Bauer edition.
Yeah. It's called Eddie Bauer Adventurer Cotton. It's a 590 yards. I think.
Oh, it's a lot of yards.
Yeah, I think to 100 grams, but I'm gonna look. I, of course, didn't bring any. That's like a lace weight.
590 for 100.
Maybe it's not 100 grams then. Oh. You're right, but it is definitely fingering weight.
Can you explain why you wouldn't normally choose 100% cotton yarn?
Yes, because it will stretch. So plant fibers do not have the memory or elasticity to hold their shape. So I am not interested in knitting a whole thing. Oh, it's 5.3 ounces, so it's actually almost 200. Grams.
That's what makes it a fingering.
Yeah, it's just short. 200 grams would be 7 ounces. So, it does 100% cotton or most plant fibers do not hold their shape, and that's why if only it were a blend was my exclamation.
Like a little acrylic or something.
Yeah,
in there.
Just a little nylon, a little acrylic,
right.
a little something.
Yeah.
To help it keep its shape and give it bounce, just like Karin said. But it is very plied. And it's not highly twisted, but it has a good twist. And it's knitting up really beautifully.
I love that color.
So I am completely comfortable with the risk I've taken in this 100 100% cotton.
Nice.
But then I was reminded that I bought this last year from Super Buzzy.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, it goes with Karin's sweater. Huasco cotton. Yeah, right. Oh, tradesies.
Well, maybe not.
481 yards, 200 grams. And it's like in my memory, it was fully white with just speckles of blue and green.
Oh, no.
But that is not what it is.
And it might have looked that way until it was wound. Because
it's green.
I should show you a hang because I have only wound one of the 4 I have. It's green, like a springy yellow green.
Is not serving you. It's really pretty.
A slate blue and aqua and a teeny bit of white. But it's perfect, and I have exactly what I need.
Nice.
So I am starting a second one of those because that's what you need, and 200% cotton tops. But I do think it'll be very wearable. It's just like a t-shirt with a fun sleeve. This has great twist though and is very springy for 100% cotton.
I am intrigued by that yarn. I have not worked with it, but none of the colors really spoke to me that much. They're very pastel-y, soft, springy colors. Yeah. But
I already bought the best one.
You did. That is a good one.
I bet I was talking to one of our other knitters and she bought an orangey one.
Yeah.
And I bet that was the other best one.
Yeah, that is a good one. There's one that's got a little close to hot pink in it that I do like, but I have not bought any of it. So.
I was going to make a different sweater with that yarn.
Yeah.
Which now the idea of making it look so boring now that I'm making this fun one. But it was kind of an exciting sweater last summer. I'm looking for the pattern. It doesn't matter. I'm not making the other thing. I'm making another Gabriella tee. Okay. There's more.
Oh, there's more. I thought you said you didn't give in to startitis.
For most of the spring.
Got it. Okay. She is getting 2 giant bags. 1 giant bag. 1 regular size bag.
Precisely. Okay. Look at this bag first.
Yeah, I would like to. Where'd you get that?
Weirdo. I love it.
I got it at the Findings Marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier in the month.
So cute.
And it's like a really wonderful jungle greeny teal, like a little more blue than a Kelly green, and it has an reddish orange. It says weirdo, and it has all these like weird things drawn. A mermaid tail on a head.
Mermaid head.
A very cool tiger. That's the only weird thing.
That's the weirdo.
That's the
weirdo.
weirdo.
Watermelon.
Because there's watermelon.
Yeah. How
There's
they all
a
come
candle.
together. It looks like a dragon or a castle or something.
Yeah.
It's cute.
So this bag is great.
Apple.
I can't remember who made it. But it was in somebody out of Santa Barbara, so someday I'll remember and tell you all who made it. And
they need to print their copyright or something on the bottom with their website.
Oh, what a great idea!
Hey, look at that.
On the back, she would put something. Loud Flower Art Company, and she's out of Santa Barbara.
I bought this really cute tote bag at it was like the Simi Valley Toy and Comic Festival or something, and it was like the saddest convention you've ever been to, but there was a really cute booth. No, it was sadder than that. There was a really cute booth of this girl at Pink Sloth Studio was hers, and I bought a tote bag, and it's like Totoro, but he's like coming out of a birthday cake, and it's very pink and cute, and I was like, well, I have to buy this.
Like, happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yeah, kind of.
But it's Totoro. So I have half of my back of my Riviera sweater started, and I have each of the fronts started because I needed my US 3 to start my Gabriella T. So I had to start both fronts and get them to a place.
That's pretty good. I would have just taken the needle and started something new.
Thank you. Thank you for that compliment there. So that's moving along very swimmingly. It's clearly a black and white striped sweater. The pattern calls for... I thought it was just seed stitch looking at it, and I mean, who reads the whole pattern before they commit to buying
Not me.
the yarn and starting the sweater? But now that it's time to start that, it's actually like a star stitch thing.
Oh, like a Trinity.
And this is kind of textured yarn.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a pearl 3 together
yarn
like
over
a
daisy stitch or something.
Mm-hmm. So it might become seed stitch.
Yeah, you do you. It's your sweater. Or a moss stitch or something.
Right. I still have to swatch it to see if it's plausible, but it has gone from it would also go from being 100% mindless knitting to paying attention to every stitch on the right side rows. So that's actually not very appealing to me for a big old boxy sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Riviera is moving along. I can keep dating the same boyfriend for a little while. That gives me credit for anything. Okay, so we went on this trip with our friends, and one of them, these are Kevin's two best friends from high school and kindergarten, respectively, and each of their wives. And I love them all. One of them travels with a knitted weighted blanket.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And I really... Do you guys sleep with a weighted blanket?
No.
My husband does. I tried his one time and I felt like I was choking.
The weight might not have been right for you. Or it's not right for you.
I weigh more than him. But yeah, it was a little too
encompassing. Then it might not be the right fit. 10% is your goal. 10% of your body weight is your goal for a weighted blanket.
I have a very thick, fuzzy blanket that is heavy. Mm-hmm. And every time I use it, I'm like, well, I really need a real weighted blanket.
You might love it, because I sleep under my weighted blanket all the time.
There goes my phone. I don't sleep with it, but it is nice for when you're chilling on the couch.
I love how the colors are worked out.
So what I am
so pretty.
Showing them is a granny stripe. That is the pattern I'm using.
Look at that thing.
It is Bernat blanket extra.
Right.
It is extra.
So they have Bernat blanket, which is a big fuzzy thing. And then, I don't know if you guys remember my flower squares from last year. That's out of just Bernat blanket. This is Bernat blanket extra. And then they have another one that is Bernat blanket extra thick. THICC. I love it. I don't know if that's really how it's spelled, but that's how I remember it.
No, I think that's how
it's how it should be spelled.
Right? So when I'm done with this, it's going to take 14 balls. And it's going to, I'm using 4 colors and 12 in the main and then 2 to do borders. So it's going to weigh just under 10 pounds.
Nice.
But
a light-weighted blanket.
Yeah. My one at home I sleep under every night is 16 pounds. But I can't wait to finish it. Like, here, you guys feel it. It's only halfway done.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nope,
right now, it technically
should
should only weigh about for a blanket. Have you guys weighed your blanket?
No, I haven't.
Right? That weighs 5 pounds at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm more of a cat cave kind of. Let me see this. Oh, okay. This going across the table is not quite what I expected it to be. I was like, yeah, she's gonna toss it to me. No, it's gonna
Instead, I threw you on the floor.
It's gonna whack me on the head and knock me down. No, that's wonderful. The colors are so pretty.
Thank you. I have a blush pink.
It's that pop.
And then a color they call gray orchid, a burgundy color, and a color called something pretty boring that doesn't represent what it looks like, plummy brights. So
because it's got plums and it's got brights.
I don't see
like
any
neon.
plum in there.
Yeah,
it's not really plum. I mean, if you're calling that purple plum, but it's not really a plum at all. I mean, your burgundy is closer to plum.
I think this might be French. Really, here, Karin,
Okay.
French. The last one I think is the best one.
It's no, that's in Spanish. The last one. Se puede va. Where am I reading?
But that's not in French.
Oh, I'm done here.
Yeah,
I was reading.
I
was reading the washing instructions in Spanish.
That's a Spanish word. No, the second one.
It's the brillant de cirrus. Okay, brillance brunâtre. The middle one is French.
Oh, okay, then the Spanish
last
one. I can do Spanish.
It's brillante ciruela.
I was like, I can do Spanish.
Look,
and
I've been doing
yanked
it for a
away.
year.
Yeah.
So, can I speak it fluently? No way.
So it's like a lovely bright purple, a softer orchid color, a hot pink, and a hot salmon.
It's like
Yeah.
a highlighter.
Flamingo.
Yeah, flamingo. Yes, it's flamingo.
Yeah.
That's the right color. And it's really fun with the calmer colors.
Yes.
I think it's popping pretty good. There was a hot pink I considered, but that actually I edited. Said that's too much.
No, the blush and the other more mauve really kind of balance it out.
Mm-hmm. That is on a Q hook, and it's going pretty good.
Nice.
I have another trip this weekend, so maybe it'll be finished.
Where are you going this weekend?
It's the wedding of the shower that we attended last month.
Got it. Cool. What's in this other bag that I also like?
Last thing. This is from like a hidden.
That's
a redwood grove. That's a state park along the Russian River. I can't remember the name, and it has one of the important trees in the redwood arsenal of trees. I can't remember which one though. Go there. Go to the redwoods along the Russian River. This is more Eddie Bauer yarn.
Yeah.
This is Woolpaca. It has not really counts as a working on, but I'm doing about it. So I'm going to make this sweater. I have a soft blue that they're calling lapis. That's just short of electric blue. And then bright white.
Which still has a nice soft halo.
Yeah, it's not so starkly white.
No, it's soft.
So I want to make the porcelain sweater.
That sounds familiar.
I think we oohed and awed over it in some bonus contents in the Ravelry top.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
But I can't be trusted with a white or oatmeal color sweater.
Those two are going to be so beautiful.
So I'm flipping it. The main
Nice.
color will be the blue.
That's beautiful.
And the white will be the other. And my fingers are itching to start it, but it should need my size 5s that are in my Ilhas.
Look at you being so responsible.
You'll have to wait. Or go buy more new.
The bag is pretty awesome.
That's, yeah.
Okay, I looked at the website where you got your bag.
Yes.
Loud.
I bought a lot of her art.
Okay, I just love it. It says it's emotionally screen printed.
Let's see.
Emotionally screen printed. And when you join the mailing club, it's called Join the Feelings Club. I love it.
I bought another bag. I bought Weirdo in 2 colors.
Oh, it matters so much that you're here.
Oh. She
got
has
all my happy
a
feelings.
screen print on a card that says "Always kiss your homies goodnight."
Yeah, I like that.
And then I got another one.
You can just tell me you're going to kiss me and don't do it.
Okay, yeah, just blow you a kiss.
That's good. Thanks.
I didn't actually blow at her.
But how will you know?
I gestured to her. You're looking at the art, she has another one that looks like weaving that says like Something like great things take great effort.
What's on the shoulders of Always Kiss Your Homies? Is that
I
like
bet
tape?
it's tape.
It's tape on
just tape to the wall.
Yeah, she has it as a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm looking at apparel.
May I use your phone just since it's right there? I want to show you. The other design I got, Mirabella wanted to fight me for. And I was like, but I got you the weirdo in pink. Oh, weirdo is on baby clothes. Okay, that's cute.
That would be awesome.
What is the name of this?
Loud Flower Art Co.
Accessories.
I have never made it to the Findings Market, but I want to.
It's a long story. I don't usually go, even though they have wonderful things. It's just, here we go. Mirabella had something going on there. Things of quality have no fear of time, and it looks like weaving.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's see if I can tap on the picture.
And Mirabella is sort of interested in weaving right now.
Oh, nice.
She hasn't done much, but she's excited about it, and she's like, I want that one. But I got you weirdo in pink. That's
you
yours.
have the weirdo one.
Yeah. But look at all the artwork. I mean, she has it a whole like collage of them together.
Oh yeah, and it was buy two get one free. That's why Mirabella got one.
Totes and towels, buy two get one free.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's super fun. I'm glad you found her website. And those are all the things I'm working on. It's been worse before.
Oh, definitely. Our list is short.
Yeah.
What are you working on, Karin?
Yep. Two things, but the thing that's in front of me is going to be the second thing.
Okay.
So,
got it. I followed.
Okay. So I've been doing sewing. It's taking me forever to get this garment, but you know what? I'm just letting it. I'm enjoying the process because there's sometimes I'm like, I know that I have limited time to work on this at the studio. And I just know sometimes at the end of the day, I just am not in a good headspace and I want to do well. I only want to work on this when I'm feeling good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I will say, okay, so I'm making the coveralls, the Mercer coveralls I'll look it up. I'll have the information in a minute. And I'm using fabric.
It's seamwork, isn't it?
I think, I think it is seamwork.
Because after you talked about it, I went on and was poking around and looking at how cute they are.
And it's the Nani Eero denim from Super Buzzy. And I have, it didn't call for rivets in the pockets and stuff like that, but I have some antique brass looking ones that I put rivets on. And I've gotten to where I will tell you, so it's supposed to have a 1.5 inch elastic on the back. And that thing is a real bear to try to pull through because you're trying to make, if you think that you can make one long safety pin pull all of this wide elastic through, it's crazy. No, it does, because it has to go through the front and go along the back, get stuck in the back, only in the back. And I'm not sure how you're supposed to get that safety pin out because
it's closed everywhere.
Yeah, because it's closed. It's a tube. But I ended up opening up the seam in parts.
That's
and just
exactly
kind of weeding it through
because
I was bending my bodkin and losing my patience. And what I thought I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to do this thing and I could do more. It took my whole time just to get that in. And then I'm like, and right at the time that I'm about to start, you know that point where you're like, I really should only work for 5 or 10 more minutes. I really don't have the energy for this, but I just want to get a little further. And then life tells you, no, just don't do that. Right. So I'm glad I didn't. So I'm putting in my zipper. Look.
Oh, that's cute.
So it's black with that same antique brass, and the zipper head is a bumblebee.
That's adorable.
So I've done that. I'm following the instructions. I'm finishing the edges as I go. I'm happy that I'm doing that because there's parts that weren't quite as finished and it's fraying a little bit. But I know once it's together, I let me see if I can.
You stay stitched your neckline like a rock star.
Well, if I'm going to do the thing, I want to do it right.
Nice.
I can just open this up.
Okay, the antique brass looks great with this denim.
It's funny because the thread is actually pretty much a brown. It's just this golden brown, but it hits like this this very aged yellow when on the canvas. It's canvas or denim. It's that black or charcoal gray with the, what do you call that? It's like more like the beigey, dirty beigey like splatters or.
It looks like she hand paints or she watercolors her art and then has it printed onto fabric.
That's pretty cool.
And she has these places where there's more white, and I really try to cut the fabric carefully to try to get as much of that in as possible. But look at my little rivets. And then for the cuffs, I actually got these magnetic cuffs from the Buckle Guy that are rivet backed. So the nice thing about the rivet backs is then I'm not cutting like a little square. I just have a hole punch where and it keeps the fabric more intact and more stable. So it has these really nice brass backs. And well, these two are stuck together. Hold on.
Are they magnetic? You said
they're magnetic. Okay. Yeah, they're magnetic, and right now they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I can't get these undone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the weakest hands ever. I don't know what I'm offering you. Oh, it's a snap. Okay.
Yeah, they're snaps, but
no.
Okay.
Not even gonna try. I just did my nails.
Your nails are very cute, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm in a phase where it's fun to play with nail polish, and then 2 months from now they could be naked for another 6 months.
Yeah, I understand that.
So the backing is like the backs are like the backs and the fronts, but they're just a bigger size that match the smaller rivets.
Yeah, the hardware you're putting on there is great.
I didn't know about hardware till Katie was doing bag making, and I'm like, oh, that's like jewelry for your bag. For your bags, for your stuff. That's like jewelry for your crafts. I love it. So now I'm just as hooked about the type of zipper and all those little details. So
does the zipper go in the front or the back?
It goes in the front.
Okay.
How do you zip the back?
Okay, I have stories.
Like a dress.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, well, it's a coverall though.
So, well, yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Thinking jumpsuit wise. Okay. These are PSAs.
Okay.
So we were at this shower with a bunch of my husband's cousins, mothers, best friends from her life, here to celebrate that her only daughter is getting married. So they're women maybe in their late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. And they were telling, like, one of the ladies was probably closer to her 70s. So she was talking about going to pick up her husband in the mid 70s, and she had like a double knit, zip up the back, one piece jumpsuit. Mm-hmm. And she was looking cute and she was excited. Her husband had been away for a week. She couldn't wait to pick him up from the airport. Then she had to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And there was no other women in the bathroom. So there's no one to like, hey, could you unzip me? So she's dying and she can't text anyone. It's the 70s. Like, hey, honey, I'm in the restroom. I'll be out in a minute. So she goes back out. She's like crossing her legs for dear life and sort of doing like a little hop around dance. And she wasn't
all the way to... In my family, we call that the weenie dance.
Well, I say she wasn't all the way to pee-pee dance.
Okay.
That's why I'm not describing it that way. And her husband gets off the plane, and he walks right past her, and she's like, where are you going? And he's like, you're embarrassing me. Keep walking. Right? Awful.
Monster.
He sounds like a very nice man, but you can imagine, like, why is my wife dancing around
So ask
in
her.
public? Right. So she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I need you to unzip me right now. So you have to unzip her at the receiving area at the airport, and she runs to the bathroom, and then she never again shows a jumpsuit ever again. So then another lady follows it up with a maybe better story. It's definitely a better story. So she's like, oh, I went to a fancy dinner where everyone was dressed to the nines, and I had this jumpsuit on. And the thing about those fancy jumpsuits, this is something, it's you're not wearing a bra maybe, and now you find yourself in the bathroom halfway naked.
Yep.
Well, this particular lady was like, I also didn't want my jumpsuit to touch the floor of the restroom.
Sure.
I totally get that.
So she took it all the way off.
Okay.
And hung it on the back of the door.
Okay.
Well, when she went to hang it on the back of the door was not closed properly.
Swung open.
And I'm imagining it might be like kind of a room, more like a room kind of powder room situation.
Right. No.
And the door opens. And then this other lady who came into the restroom, it's not fully open, I think. She opens the door all the way and sees. Now you're just sitting there naked on the toilet.
Oh, no.
And so the woman opened the door like... took it in, closed the door, and walked away.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Right.
I mean, that is embarrassing.
Yeah. So
hopefully that person wasn't at the party.
She was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's like, that lady was probably whispering to me about all night. I'm like, no. And I only tell this story for like sisterhood.
Girl code.
Yeah. Just check your jumpsuits that you can manage them on your own.
Yes.
And that you may not have to undress entirely.
Or take a friend to the bathroom with you.
Yes. Yeah. Like, just maybe taking it all the way off is not the solution for keeping it from the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
So, she was like, oh, that woman was probably gossiping about me the whole night. And I was like, no, a good sister will not do that. Yeah. She definitely told this story later, but she was not snickering about you.
No, she's a good sister.
True, I don't know. So just watch your jumpsuits, ladies. I'm sorry to derail your what are you working on period. But those are some good stories.
So I've got one sleeve done. I'm working on my second sleeve on, what is this thing I'm making?
Scorpio
sweater, raglan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is one side.
It looks wonderful. Mm-hmm. I love how you've worked the sleeve up.
Yeah. It's a lot puffier than I am normally comfortable with.
No, it looks great.
I know this is style, this is a look, but considering this was supposed to be the slim fit, and yeah, but
it's not cooking up the way she promised it.
No. Well, the way it's so, the armhole is so big, it's like 4 inches too big, but I still would recommend the sweater with some modifications. It's just not, you don't have to go as deep in the armhole, maybe follow a different size for part of it, but it's a giant puff sleeve, and now that it's on, I can feel it's too short.
Oh,
it doesn't feel too short here. It's just that when you're doing it and you decrease it, the maybe when I block it, I haven't blocked it.
Yeah, it's the geometry of a poof sleeve. You have to go a lot longer than you think you do.
Because I did all the rows that she said for her long sleeve, and like I said, it's just as wide when it's almost as wide at the cuff as the whole armhole.
It's bunching up on your shoulder. So maybe when you block it will...
And things are sitting where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't think I would lengthen it any further.
It's because the armhole goes down to my waist, almost.
It's just very swancho.
But if the sweater if the sleeve is crocheted top down, it would be easy enough to take the cuff out and add some repeats.
It absolutely would be.
After you've blocked it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, don't do anything until you block it, but yes. Are you going to match your sleeves?
Yes. Okay. Because at first I was like thinking I have these mini skeins. Do I need to, and is fingering held double? Do I have to wind it into a double and then wind it off half again? I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. I matched the number of stripes of the body. When I was doing the body, I just did till I ran out. And that meant around 3 rounds. So I just did 3 rounds of each color on the sleeve. And I have a lot of colors I have not even used. So I've got plenty to make it a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. But it left more than half left for the other sleeve, so I can definitely match it. I did all the greens on the body, and I still had some greens left, and I said, well, I'm going to stop or I'll never get any blue.
Yeah.
So the sleeves are the shades of blue.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. With going with like a mint, going a little bit from green to blue with some teal going into it, but and then I'm going to take it off because it's
right. It's not a sweater for June.
Yeah,
even in June.
That's a lot of sweater.
Yeah. And the sweater is a lot longer. I went longer on the body, believe it or not. She tells you from the armhole to go 4.5 inches.
Yeah, that's
really short. It was not meant to be cropped. If you look at her picture, it's not cropped.
I'm really questioning the current crop of popular designers and their ridiculously short bodies.
I understand what she was doing was she was going by the length from top to bottom.
Which you do need to figure.
But she really could have reversed some of the, like I went longer. I doubled the length of, well, not doubled. I at least went half again as much. I lengthened the torso before adding the 2 inches of ribbing, which I really like this ribbing. It looks like knitting,
knitted,
but it's not knit.
It really does look
it's
knitted.
It's
like
all
double
crochet.
slip thing.
It's a slip stitch on one side. Yes, 2 slip stitches to attach it. Mm-hmm. When you turn, you're doing the double slip stitch, which starts its life as a half double crochet, and then becomes a slip stitch. So, but it gives you that extra line of back loop only, and all of them are back loop only, and so that gives you it. It's just joining them was a little bit of a challenge. I was like, how do I join this so that it looks seamless? But I got close.
It looks really good.
So anyway,
what do you do at the neckline? Is that the
No, you do pick up a little bit on the neckline and do ribbing.
Nice.
But she has the short rows in the back. One of our customers, speaking of short rows, was saying that one of our customers was saying that one designer told her that, you know, she has this design in knit and crochet, but knit has short rows because crochet, we never do short rows in crochet.
I have heard
which
that,
is
and
bogus.
I know who was telling you that, but she and I have worked out. You can do them. It's no big deal.
Yeah, there are patterns with short rows in crochet. You can do.
Okay, this has it. Yeah.
Well, not just this.
Crocheted socks do.
There was a pattern that came out in interweave crochet way back when, where you it's a garment. It's like a tank, but you have this self-striping yarn, and you're doing it in such a way so that your short rows are creating these diagonal like herringbone shapes.
There was a crocheter we know who liked to say you couldn't do short rows in crochet.
Yeah,
but it is not true.
That is just not true.
It is so easy in crochet.
A person may prefer not to.
Right.
But you can do it in crochet, in Tunisian crochet. It builds shaping. Yeah, it's done. So anyway,
the neckline looks very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the back. And then, I was going to turn it inside out real quick. So you can see it's a reversible. So it looks like little cross shapes of color on one side, and then the main color then becomes these little box shapes on the back. So it is really, really clever. I know the designer put a lot of work into it. This is like 36 pages, 38 pages long. She's got charts. The charts only tell you the total number of stitches, not the number of stitches per section in the yoke, which would have been, I think, more helpful. But Crochet Highway, this is the Scorpio raglan, and it's what I've been working on.
It's pretty great.
That's a lot of green.
Anything else?
That was it. You know, just trying to sell my house. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
You know, totally trying to keep the house clean with lots of people in it. So,
yeah, that's a whole other thing in and of itself.
Yep.
Yeah, you never saw me fall apart so much when my floor, someone drops something on the floor. I'm like, I just like completely melt down. It just means so much more. I'm like, I just washed that floor. There's open house tomorrow. Clean up after yourself, you monsters.
Yep.
Well, should we transition? What do we finish?
Katie, what have you finished?
What have I finished? I did a wee bit of sewing. I'm looking at my list. 3 of my 4 things are sewing projects that I finished. Which I find odd because I feel like I haven't done any sewing in a long time, but I guess that's not true. I made a sample of, it's called the Peacekeeper bag or something. I'm trying to find the picture that I took of it, but I can't seem to find it. It's a sample that I made for Super Buzzy, but I have a picture of it somewhere I will pull up. It's a by Annie pattern, which I don't really like making their patterns, but I will see if I can locate the picture of it that I made. But
right, but tell us again why, because I'm queued up to make one of her tote bags. She has interesting designs. I don't always love their decisions as far as construction goes, and I think that they tend to downplay the difficulty of their patterns because they have a lot of finishing techniques that aren't necessarily easy to do, but a lot of their projects are like, oh, this is a great easy project for the weekend. It's like, it's not, it might be a weekend project, but I don't think it's as easy as you were saying it is. Okay. That skill we've been working on for like 15 years of
helping
people gauge what's hard and what's not.
Right. So this is the Peacekeeper. It is like a project bag.
Those. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I made it as a
color you chose.
Yeah, I made it for a sample for Super Buzzy.
Tula.
It is. I'm also not the biggest Tula fan, but I liked these are her like neons, and it's like a zippered project bag. It's large enough to fit a piece of paper, a sheet in it. So I made that, and then I made hold on, let me look at my list. Boop boop boop. Oh, I made a pair of espadrilles because Super Buzzy is
Karen's tuned in.
I finally can make a pair of shoes before I leave.
Super Buzzy bought a company called Happy Stitch, and they sell espadrille kits, and so they just recently got them. They're in this bag. We recently got the kits up and running and available for purchase, so I made a pair. We did a group class to learn to make them. They're in a bag because I have worn them, so they're not super clean. But these are my espadrilles that I made.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they turned out good.
They look kind of like
those
Tom's.
look wonderful.
Yes. You get the soles, you pick out your fabric, and you get a toolkit that's got your thread and the thread wax and the needles and everything you need to make them. I put insoles in mine because they're, just flat espadrilles and I wanted to wear them to work. But yeah, they were a fun, relatively easy project. The tops you sew, on your sewing machine, and then you hand stitch them onto the espadrille sole with sort of a modified blanket stitch kind of thing. And it took a little fine tuning. I made one with my coworkers. We did a little, sewing session together. So I made the one, and then when I went home, I took it out and redid it because there are places where you have to do a little bit of gathering, and it was bunching in weird places, and so I redid it. And I'm happy with them. They look
wonderful.
Thank you. I made them in.
They look comfortable too.
Essex linen, homespun.
Classic.
I can't remember the name of the color. It's not roasted pecan. It's a different one, but it's kind of an orangey brown.
Good name for that color.
Yeah, it's maybe it's called leather. I can't remember the name of the color. But yeah, I made a simple pair, but you can make, any sort of light canvas weight
I have left
fabric would work.
I was just thinking that would be perfect.
You can make
and I can
matching
shoes.
Is it
that would be great.
With muslin or something?
It's just a regular cotton lining, and then there's interfacing in the on both pieces. And yeah, it was I think it took me maybe an hour and a half to do the sewing to put together the tops, and then sitting down and watching TV, it maybe took me another hour or two to do the hand stitching. I did it in 2 goes because it is hard work and my hands were tired.
Yes.
But yeah, they were pretty fun to make.
Oh, that's
cool. I made those, and we went on a trip with our friends earlier last month to Independence, and at the local museum they have which I don't remember if I took you guys there or not.
The movie one?
In Independence?
Yeah.
Or, I don't think so.
No. So there's the Eastern Sierra museum, and they have a whole room dedicated to native people and their basketry art.
Okay.
So I bought a basket weaving kit while I was there, and I made a little coiled basket.
Oh, that's nice.
The turtle in the inside, which he looks turtle-ish.
Yeah.
But it was that was fun to do. I had never done any. Well, I did basket weaving when I was a little kid, but yeah, it turned out looking like a basket, and it could hold stuff. So that was fun.
I see the turtle.
Yes, I mean you could do the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I see.
Oh, I thought you said, "Can I see the turtle?"
But I also want to handle it.
Yes,
I want to see it with my eye fingers.
With my eye hands.
My eye hands. It feels good.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
It holds stuff.
Ooh, it's kind of nice. It's really smooth. Good for you.
So I made that.
Nice and tight.
Yeah, this also was not easy on the hands.
Right.
But I bought the kit and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make that, and I actually did it. So.
Nice. Opposed to all those felt kits I bought on our trip.
Yeah, I tend to buy things and think I'll do this eventually, or I buy it and I start it right then, and then I don't finish it. Yeah. So I actually finished the basket.
Nice.
So that was fun to do. And then I knitted some bags for James because he wanted to organize. I stole his dice bag, which was in my car. he wanted to organize his dice sets, and I had knitted him a dice bag a couple of years ago, this one, out of sock yarn, and it's got like a little drawstring. Mm-hmm. So I knitted him this one a while ago, like probably 5 years ago at this point, and he was like, I need like 5 more of those. And I was like, yeah, right, buddy. But then I actually knitted I think I've finished 3, so there's another one. Colors. This is just stash yarn. I think this is Jitterbug. Remember that yarn?
Yeah.
This one, I don't know what the yarn is, but I made him a pair of socks out of this once.
Ooh, I like the stripes.
It's like a bright green and black self-striping yarn. And this one was a mini skein from my stash. I don't remember what it is. I think I got it at the Yarn Over truck.
That looks like that's what I remember, the yarn that I thought looked like that.
Right, your cotton yarn.
So the yarn Katie has there is like a mostly white background with splashes of green. Like kind of 3 to 4 stitch length runs of the colors of greens and blue and purple.
So I knitted him a couple little bags. I didn't talk about it when we did What Are We Working On, but I have another one started. And they're not that exciting to look at. This is my other one.
Colors. Oh, that's the Doctor Who color.
This is Nitpicks Felici in the Doctor Who colorway. I think it's been in my stash for a long time. So I have enough if he wants 2 or 3 more. He might get them eventually, but
at your leisure and interest.
Yeah. So dice bags, espadrilles, peacekeeper, woven basket. Those are the 4 things that I finished.
That was a good variety.
Yeah. Bunch of little stuff, but it was fun. And what have you finished?
I finished that gray hat behind you. That is
what a lovely hat.
May Year of Bulky Hats from Kelborn Woolen. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a beret, but I have not blocked it into beret shape because it actually looks pretty cute as a...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it like a beanie shape?
It's a slouchy beanie.
I like it's like 3 on top. It's not 4. Right. It's not 8.
It has a really interesting...
it's a cool shape.
Mm-hmm.
Crown. The decreases. It actually starts from center out. So the increases look great. Nice. And one of my students started a second one in the second class. So she's going to have 2 of these bad boys.
Cool.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Isn't it great when they get that sense of accomplishment and it's like, wow, they can walk away with the project.
So I have been doing the Cocoa Knits trick. Like, I can't even get it on my head. Where you use like a way smaller needle for your Jenny Surprisingly Stretchy bind off. But there is a limit to how much smaller you should go.
Okay.
The brim was done on 9s and I used a 3 and it's too small. Oh, no. I need to redo the bind off.
Oh yeah. It is not I'm surprisingly not stretchy.
Surprisingly unstretchy, yeah.
So, no thank you. But looks great on the glass head for now.
Anything else you finished?
That's the end.
Nice.
I was hoping to report Ilha, but I chose to do my nails last night instead of knitting.
Got it. Karin, have you finished anything?
I finished cleaning up my house to
put it on the market.
Accomplishment. Your floor many times.
Every floor, the walls.
All those things that you're like, I'll do it someday.
Oh, yeah. That someday came fast and furious and gave me headaches. But I will tell you, for the second open house, it was like, a lot's been done. Mm-hmm. Now it's just, everyone get out of my way. I'm cleaning everything.
Mm-hmm. Anybody want a house in Fillmore? Karin is selling her house in Fillmore.
Yes.
Somebody buy it.
It is on the market. Please buy it.
All right, then. Well, I guess we can move on to what we're excited about.
I would like to go last. I'm sure there's things I'm excited about, but I'm a little muddle-headed as to what it is. Okay. What are you obsessed with, Katie?
Well, you're going to like this one, Anne.
Oh, good. I love
it. James and I have a hard time finding shows to watch together. And so y'all know our love of CSI. Mm-hmm. We have rewatched it many times. Yeah. For some reason, we decided to... Oh, I know exactly why. But for some reason, we decided to start watching Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah.
The last... whatever.
Cool.
Which I have never watched a Star Trek anything except for those new movies with Chris Pine in them. It's Chris Pine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I never watched one before.
It's one of the Chris's.
And I've watched a couple episodes of the old show just, like, on a whim. But I've never, like, properly watched it. So, we're, like, nearing the end of season 1 right now. And the reason we started watching it is because, have you ever seen the memes of Jonathan Frakes from whatever that show was, Untold Mysteries, or what? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. That's something like that.
Have you seen it where they like slow it down so he sounds like he's drunk?
Oh.
I'll send it to you if I find it, because they're so funny.
Kevin just was playing one the other morning that was him saying, "No, this did not happen. No, we fooled you."
Yes, I have seen
all
that.
The no's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll find the one about where he sounds like he's drunk, because they just like slowed down the tempo, and he's like, "Have you ever been camping before?" And it's really funny. So James and I like to watch those, and we were like, we should watch Next Generation, because we've never watched it before, and I'm having a great time.
And you even started at the beginning with Farpoint Station, which is the 2-parter where you meet Q, and it's awful. I hate Farpoint Station.
That's at the it's
the pilot.
Yeah.
It gives me the willies.
Yeah, there's some episodes are like, wow, this is a good episode. And some episodes I'm like, what? Most of the time I'm extremely confused, but it also could be because it's late and I'm tired. But no, we have been having a great time.
I am so happy.
I thought you might be. I was like, Anne's gonna love this.
Okay, so when you want a new podcast,
okay,
you can, and you're
is this the guys that talk about Next Generation?
Yes,
I couldn't remember the name of
everything.
Okay,
so
I see clips of them on Instagram.
My friend Brian Murphy and his he has a co-host, and then they always have a guest, and they talk about like episodically through all of the Star Trek projects.
Okay,
and so kind of it always makes me feel like I got behind on it because the one where is it called Spoiled?
Ruined.
Yeah. Like I always felt like I needed to watch the movie before, because I don't want the horror movies ruined.
Okay.
And they pre-watch it to be like fresh. They can talk about high detail on these Star Trek episodes. So I feel like I have to go in and watch.
Do you know the name of the podcast?
Yes, Trek, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel like I see clips of that come up on Instagram, and I couldn't remember the name of it.
I forgot about that one. I haven't listened to that one for a while. But
he's very entertaining. It's for me. It's like, oh, I'm hanging out with my friend Brian.
Yeah,
and
that's fun.
Then his co-host is very entertaining, and their guests are always really exciting. But like I wasn't that into Deep Space Nine, so that's when I'm like, breaks. I need to like watch the episode before you talk about it.
I feel like we have infinite content to get through because it's like 9 seasons, 45-minute episodes, and like 25 episodes a season.
Yes.
So I'm like, we could watch Star Trek for years, I feel like.
Yeah. And then you can continuously move on to Deep Space Nine and Voyager.
Is Voyager, which is the one before Picard?
Oh, well, before Picard is the original series. There's nothing before Picard. Oh, Enterprise is timeline before, but not really.
I just mean as far as shows. Like Picard came out is the last
like
show.
Picard, the show.
The show.
Not Picard.
Oh, okay.
As
that
a Next
one
Generation.
I have not watched a lot of, but it is called
love that one.
Discovery.
I love Discovery.
That is a controversial or like a hot take. I like it, but a lot of diehards do not like it. But who cares?
I can understand why, but I like it.
Yeah. I was excited because Jason Isaacs as a Star Trek captain.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good, but never gonna play a nice guy.
Oh, that's true. The one we watched last night was 11001001. That's the name of the episode.
I'm sure I would recognize it if it was playing.
But my favorite one that we watched was Data Lore with like Nega Data. He's like the bad guy Data. That was very fun.
Okay, so and
Jonathan Frakes is just so funny to watch because that man never stops smiling.
No,
he's smiling the whole time. Doesn't matter what's going on. It's like, what are you smiling about, dude?
So do you know about Rikering? When you said
yeah.
Okay.
I do know about that.
So now that you'll have a name for it, I was never like aware of it, but of course I'm like, oh yeah, that's how he sits in chairs. So he had like really bad lower back problems when they were making this, so it was hard for him to stand up and sit down in a chair. So he like walks over to a chair, lifts his leg over it, and then sits down.
Like a cool guy.
Yeah.
It's like a cool guy move.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah.
It's been a long
none of
time.
our chairs. So then it's like
I would like to see you try, but I don't want to see you
I'm in
try
a dress,
yourself.
so no. But it's a joke.
That should stop you.
Like, how high can you go to Riker?
Can you Riker onto a chair?
Riker or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
These were pretty low chairs, except the captain's chair, I suppose, in this Next Generation set.
And he's tall.
Yeah, so it's not a far stretch for his legginess. I love my, like, I of course have like an ultimate hits, but you've probably hit this one already, where they're exposed to something that makes everybody seem like they're drunk.
Yeah,
and
I saw that one.
Like, I'm trained in blah blah blah. Anyway.
Oh yes, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I'm so excited for you.
I thought you would like that. We're having a great time.
Yeah,
James and I went on a little overnight trip for our anniversary. And we stayed in a hotel, but we were like, oh man, I'm sad I was saying like, oh, we can't watch our episode of Next Generation tonight. And James was like, yes, we can. I brought our Apple TV with us.
God bless
So we watched an episode of Next Generation.
Awesome.
So
that's wonderful.
Yes, it is very fun.
I am so excited. I'm rewatching Battlestar, the new Battlestar Galactica when I have time, but it's with commercials.
I had to watch it a second time before I had an appreciation for it, because I grew up with the first one.
Right.
Hey, I met Dirk Benedict and the other guy who was less interesting.
Which one's
in
Apollo?
person? Yeah, the Apollo was the nice one. You know, the bad guy. I met both of them at a Toys R Us when I was a kid, signing toys in Fresno.
That's cool.
I'm like,
yeah, so it would have a warm place in your heart. I
was just at that tween age to have a crush.
I didn't like it at first. My mom started watching it when it came out, and I still lived at home then, and I was like, whatever this is, Battlestar Galactica. Ooh. And then I kind of started watching it, and it gripped me right as soon as I gave it a chance. It gripped me. I have a big girl crush on Kaity Sackhoff.
Kaity Sackhoff is so cool.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it's a girl crush.
Yeah, no, she's just so cool.
A crush, guys.
No, I follow her on Instagram.
Me too.
She's just such a down to earth, easy going person. I love that she shows herself with no makeup right after she's been swayed. She's so fun to watch. She's this wonderful person.
She makes me understand the gray areas of sexuality.
You're like, I'm not, but
yeah.
I am not, but if I did.
Yeah, she's very lovely. In all her forms. I love her in that other show about the sheriff. I can't think of it right now.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one too.
She's really good in that too. Anyway. And it makes my whole family very uncomfortable. Except I think Kevin is okay with it.
Yeah. Like, Mom. What are you excited about?
Well, Karen,
you wanted to go last.
I've thought of something if you're not ready to go.
I'm not ready to go yet.
Okay.
So,
this is an old obsession, but it is like on fire for me right now.
Oh yeah. I know
so I took a few days off from work because we had this trip to Joshua Tree, and I took the opportunity to do some chores and some things. Like my mom needed me to go do some paperwork, so I'm obsessed with getting my library cards. So from the time I had off from a Wednesday to a Tuesday, I increased my library count by 4.
Wow. That's impressive.
So when I went to visit my mom, I went to the Santa Clarita Public Library, which is its own library
trading cards.
It's its own library system.
Oh.
I mean, grab as many as you can while you're in California, Karen.
What? I used to take my first.
It's my home library,
right off of McBean, right?
Yeah. So her bank was right there, and I was like, "Can we just go to the library? It's 1 minute away."
Yeah. We used to go to that one every week because we lived there when that's where my oldest child was born at Henry Mayo.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to go there and do story times before we moved to Ventura.
In my memory, that library is vast. When I went in there and talked to the librarians, I looked around and I could see the back corner.
Was it always so small?
Yeah. What? So I was very excited that they are not a part of the LA County library system. They're their own. A lot of cities are doing their own library systems, or they're partaking in private library systems. So then I went to visit my friend in Thousand Oaks, and they're also a city library. So I got a Thousand Oaks library card.
You're going to need a wallet just for your library card.
Yeah, I can't live in my wallet. I have the skinny wallet to fit in my teeny little purse, and it's getting too fat.
This is my library wallet.
Yep. So
wouldn't it be cute if it looked like a book? It was like cloth, and it looked like a book, and you open it up, and you have all these little vertical pages.
I was thinking it was just a new excuse to get a blue Q.
Yeah, I was just going to say a little coin purse.
Yeah. So then we head off on our trip the next day, and it's the Friday before Memorial Day, and we didn't get as early a start as we wanted, so it directed us to go onto Pear Blossom Highway from the 14. So the off-ramp Kevin took, I look up and I see Palmdale City Library this way. So we stopped at the Palmdale City Library.
How exciting.
Awesome.
Then we were in Joshua Tree, and I knew I was going to get something like from the Joshua Tree Library. So San Bernardino County, which is only good for 1 year. It has like Pete's Dragon on it. So cute. And so Palmdale City Library does not participate in Libby, which my whole goal is to put as many cards on my Libby app as possible. They do Cloud Library. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll finally go rehash my Ventura County Library card. I actually have one for the library that's 2 blocks from my work. So yeah, I grew my library count by 5 cards in the last week. So that's my obsession.
Nice.
I recently found my Ventura library card, so I should use that to get on. I have had better luck getting books off of Libby than Hoopla. Every time I try to get anything on Hoopla, that library has exceeded the number of things.
Just got to be early.
Yeah.
I tried at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already exceeded.
I'm very pro Libby, I think.
Yeah. I've never been able to use Libby because I don't have any cards that work for it, except I have like the Sunnyvale Public Library, which was free to get online.
Mine's the Los Angeles
but
Public, and they have a lot.
She couldn't do the Los Angeles one when she tried, and
I
don't know
work
why.
For some
reason. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's like, yes, you can.
I've had
it's a 15-week wait.
I've had really good luck
for the library card. Yeah.
No.
Like Kaity couldn't even get the library card.
Right.
And then I tried to guide my husband's aunt to do that, and she couldn't do it either. So I don't know what triggers that system to work or not work.
I didn't know.
Carpinteria is part of Libby.
Okay.
And they're part of a library system called the Black Gold Library System. That's 17 small private libraries.
That's cool.
And 1,000 Oaks. So those are 2 closest ones that if you find yourself near, would be easy to grab for Libby. We're driving north for this wedding. And I will be in Solano County, near Sacramento, and near Yolo County, which is where Davis is. And so I already had that plan.
You're like, I gotta find the yarn stores and the libraries.
Right. So I actually was plotting the trip.
Feed my mind and feed my soul.
I'm plotting the trip, and I'm actually going to pass through 6 counties before I get to our destination.
Oh my God.
So I asked Kevin, like, if it's not too far off the freeway, like, Kern County, the first available one on this trip would be Fraser Park, which is right off the freeway. Yeah. It added 4 minutes to the drive.
Easy.
Yeah. So obviously. So I'm like, if I plot this and it's not too crazy, can we stop in every county? So I'm up to like, I think I have 4 of the 6 that are on the way plotted in, and it's added like 30 minutes to the trip, not including sign up time, which takes 5 to 10 minutes.
Nice.
But I'm also going to stop in Santanella and have some pea soup Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
Ours is pea soup Anderson?
Santanella. Yeah. Buellton, no more. Bye-bye.
Karen, what do you got?
That's my obsession.
I am obsessed with Fallout. All things Fallout.
Oh, are you watching the show or are you playing the game? Once.
Yes.
Both. All right.
Well, I'm doing Fallout Shelter, and I got I'm up to like 55 dwellers. You have to have a lot of power, but you got to have the right kind of people to be happy doing that job because everything depends on the power. Anyway, yeah, so I've sent people out in the wasteland where they got slaughtered by mutant radioactive scorpions.
Oh, sorry.
What about the thing with all the hands in its mouth? Have you watched it?
I don't know anything about Fallout.
You don't have to, because I also did not know anything about it, but the show was great because I was in because Walter Goggins is in it, and he is fantastic in everything.
The one who they're transporting.
The ghoul.
Oh, the ghoul, yeah.
So that guy's great too.
Yeah,
I'm watching a show that is like
he's in a lot of shows, and he kind of plays the same kind of character, but he
usually
really
plays
good.
like a slightly evil character. So I think in Fallout he's,
I saw this meme that was he
was evil, but the dog changed his heart.
This man's name is Walton Goggins, and it's the perfect name for this man.
Yes,
yeah.
It's like he looks exactly like a Walton Goggins.
Yes.
So like I've got a T-shirt about Nuka-Cola, and I would get more stuff. Like so, I'm watching it a second time around. I was supposed to wait for my husband. Like, it'll take forever, so I'll watch that third time with him.
3 or 4 watchings, I'm sure. So
yeah. So after each one that I finished, I just set it back to 0.
That's covering your tracks.
I mean, he knows I've seen it once.
Yeah.
But he's got this thing where he doesn't want to watch something with people who've already seen it, even if they don't say anything.
Oh, I understand that.
But if they don't say anything,
no,
they're not ruining the experience.
No, because then you're looking at me funny when something's going to happen, and I'm like,
I don't
want to do it.
I don't do that.
You're not going to watch TNG with me at all.
I don't do that.
I probably would, because it's like, this is cheesy.
Later.
I used to be one of those, but I saw how uncomfortable. It's like it's distracting, and then they miss the thing. They don't experience. There's too much pressure. So,
but it's not as fun I just to like experience it if by yourself. You know.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Because otherwise I always have to wait for somebody else to be able to watch anything I want to watch. So I'm okay with going to a movie by myself. Well, maybe not that.
I love to go to the movies by myself. And I'm fine with having my own
TV.
show.
Oh, but you watch TV
I
by
watch
yourself.
TV by myself all the time, but not if it's like, I don't want to watch something, like if James had already seen Star Trek, like I don't want to watch it with him, you know? Because he's going to be looking at me.
Tell him we can only do this if there's like a board between us, like I'm in a cubby and you're in a cubby, or you watch it, I'll watch it on the downstairs TV, and we'll like, you know how they do that where people watch things together but they're at different places. Yeah, there's a word for that. A watch
party.
A watch party. You have a watch party in your house but in different rooms.
I love that.
So yeah, so I just love everything. Okie dokie.
Yeah, no, I think Fallout is very fun. I'm hard pressed to participate in video games. So,
well, this one's on my phone. I can't commit to something on a game system because it's just I won't have time to get back to it. Mm-hmm. There's just something about I don't like playing games with everyone else watching. So that's why I would rather do it on my phone or watch something by myself, because the kids are like, you could watch it on the big screen. Yeah, but then you guys, it's not the same. I don't
want your input.
Yeah. Probably. So I do understand. Yeah. But I'm not that person anymore. Yeah, but I like the whole idea of Fallout though.
Yeah. It's a fun world.
I like how the show is written so it doesn't just jump in and tell you everything.
They also call it the mom test. I think I talked about this before, that like if a mom who's never played this video game could sit down and be engaged by the TV adaptation, then they've nailed it, which it passed the mom test. I am a mom and I do not know any. Yeah, exactly. I don't know anything about this. It's the same. I think it might be the same production.
It is
company.
Bethesda.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bethesda does Fallout, just like I forget the name of the company. I did used to know the one who does the game for Last of Us. Also, is the production
the adaptation? Yeah,
the adaptation, and I think that's good because there's a continuity. The vision is maintained.
Yeah,
it makes me want to watch. It makes me want to play Last of Us. But I'm all about that post-apocalyptic thing.
All right,
so that's it.
Cool.
Fun times, guys.
Yeah. Well, we will talk to you guys next month, and we're gonna. What's the name of our book this month that we're reading?
The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo.
Thank you. I have not started it yet.
I also haven't. But hey.
I know it's like my cue when we record this podcast. It's like time to start thinking about listening to the book.
Yeah.
So join us for that if you have read or are interested in reading it.
I've enjoyed everything that I've read of Leigh Bardugo, so I've got expectations.
I would say give yourself time to hear it without having to speed it up.
Okay.
It's
I will do my best.
I actually have the book, so I'm going to try to read the book. I have been.
It's not
doing
just.
some
It's going to be a real book, not a shelf trophy.
Well, it might be both. I was trying to finish a book to participate in one of the Smitten book clubs. I didn't because I felt gross that day. But anyway, so I own the book now. The time waned, and I had 2 days, and I finished it over those 2 days. It was fun and worth it, but it is now a shelf trophy.
All right. Well, we will talk to you guys next time, and I think that's it. Nice. Oh, and let's do our Patreon. If you want to become, if you want to hear more from us, you can become a patron. We would appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.